All right, everyone. I got to say, I was pretty skeptical when the Dodgers took those first two games in L.A.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's the Yankees we're talking about.
Right.
But now, seeing them play, that pitching, that defense.
They're looking good?
They're looking really good.
Yeah.
You starting to think what I'm thinking?
You mean, is this the year the Dodgers could actually pull this off?
Exactly. Could this be an upset in the making?
Well, let's dive into Game 3 tonight, see what the data says.
Yeah, Game 3, that's the big one tonight. And, you know, a lot of our sources seem to be leaning towards a Yankees win for this one.
Yeah, they're definitely the favorites going into this.
Interesting.
And a big reason for that, I think, is Clarke Schmidt.
Okay.
Starting pitcher for the Yankees. He's been pretty consistent in the postseason so far.
Ah, I see.
2 earned runs in each of his starts. That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, that is solid.
Yeah.
And then for the Dodgers, you've got Walker Buehler starting.
Yeah.
I remember when he was just untouchable, but you know, he's had a bit of a rough patch, hasn't he?
He has. Buehler's fastball velocity has actually dipped almost 2 miles an hour since his prime.
Wow.
So that plus, you know, he's been battling some injuries.
Oh, right.
He's definitely had an impact.
And yeah, that first postseason start,
Oof.
not pretty.
6 earned runs.
Yes, 6. That's rough. But hold on, didn't he have a good game against the Mets last time?
He did. He did bounce back against the Mets.
4 scoreless innings.
Yeah, 4 scoreless. You're right.
That's got to count for something, right?
It does. But, you know, the Mets offense and the Yankees offense.
Yeah, you had 2 different beasts.
2 totally different beasts.
Okay, so we've got Buehler, maybe not at his best, going up against these Yankees who are definitely fired up to even the series.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing that I find really interesting. A lot of people are still saying the Dodgers could win this game.
Well, I'll tell you, it's definitely a long shot, but it's not impossible.
Okay, so how could they do it?
Well, you know, the Dodgers, they have this knack for staying in games.
Yeah.
Keeping things close.
Grinding it out.
Exactly. Even when their offense isn't exactly, you know, on fire.
Right.
You know, they've covered the run line in 4 out of their last 5 games.
Okay, now for our listeners who maybe aren't as familiar with the betting terminology, what does covering the run line mean?
So basically it means that they either won or lost by a very small margin.
Ah, I see.
It just shows they're consistently competitive.
So they might not win, but they make the other team work for it.
Right.
Which actually reminds me, there's been a lot of buzz about the over for tonight's game.
Over, yes.
Now, over, for those who, you know, aren't as into the betting side of things.
Yeah, over just means that basically the prediction is for a high-scoring game.
Okay, and so do you buy into that? Do you think tonight is going to be a high-scoring game?
You know, looking at both lineups, both offenses.
Yeah.
And taking into account, you know, Buehler's, let's say, inconsistency lately, I can definitely see it.
High-scoring game, the Dodgers, the underdogs, potentially going up 3-0.
Oof.
I'm already getting nervous.
I know.
But, you know, speaking of offense, we can't forget about the Yankees' biggest weapon.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Judge.
Mr. October. Or not so much this year.
He has not been himself so far this series.
Nope.
Do you think that's a factor? How much do you think his performance is going to affect the outcome?
I think it's huge. I mean, when Judge is on, he's a game changer. But, and here's the thing. If he breaks out of that slump tonight, the momentum could swing right back to the Yankees.
So what do you think the Dodgers are going to do if he starts hitting? Like, are they going to just walk him every time he gets up?
I mean, that's always an option. But you walk Judge, you load the bases.
Oh, yeah.
And with a lineup like the Yankees, that could be just as dangerous.
Right.
I think they're going to try to pitch around him.
Okay.
Try to get him to chase some bad pitches. But honestly, you know, with a hitter like Judge, sometimes all it takes is one swing.
All right. Well, we'll leave everyone hanging with that thought.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. So bottom line, Game 3, what are we thinking?
All right, so it's going to be a nail-biter. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
The Yankees are favored at home, but these Dodgers, they have this grit.
They're scrappy.
They never say die.
Yeah.
And that could be the difference maker. I mean, this is like a classic David and Goliath story unfolding right in front of us.
I love that.
Can the Dodgers, you know, against all odds, keep this incredible run going? Or are the Yankees going to wake up? Remind everybody why they're the Bronx Bombers.
Yeah.
I think it's all going to come down to, execution.
Momentum.
Yeah.
And maybe even a little bit of magic.
Magic. I love it. All right, everybody, get ready for an epic Game 3. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride.